Get ready for some wow on the Signature Mike Show.
I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I have some exciting guests that I want to share with you. I have Suzanne Honeymichael with Hardwood Floors and More. I have Nan Easler with me. She's with Child Enrichment Program. Ladies, thank you for being here with me today.
Thanks for having us.
You both will have fun and interesting things to share with everybody. Always. That's what we aim for that. We try our best to entertain and to educate everybody and just to have fun with it. And these are two fabulous ladies that I know you will. So, Nan, let's start with you, with Child Enrichment. Enlighten us about Child Enrichment. I know what it is, but I'm sure we're going to educate some people today.
Certainly. So Child Enrichment, if you think back in the 70s and 80s, was actually the child abuse shelter, where we actually sheltered children who had been abused, whether it be sexually, physically, whatever. So there are no longer shelters in the U.S. We don't have them. I think there's 3 all over the country. They've been disbanded. So we are an umbrella organization that houses the Child Advocacy Center, which still does all of the services that are offered to abused children, and then also CASA, which is court-appointed special advocates, and they are really the advocates for children who are in foster care. And that's what's happened now with children who used to come to the shelter when they needed to be removed from the home. They've been usually admitted to some sort of foster care program.
Gotcha. So the programs, like you said, we had in the 70s, you guys have really taken that a step further.
Yes, we have. And we have expanded, sadly enough, because we've had to. So we do, of course, the child advocacy through CASA, which is all done through volunteers who we train. They go to court, they follow foster kids. Foster kids usually have a good number of transitions to different foster families. So a CASA volunteer stays with that child the whole time. So it is the one constant that child has in their life. Makes a huge, huge difference in a child's life. So we're always looking for more volunteers if anyone is interested.
Yes, that's
in the
very
CASA
important
program.
for everyone to get involved is volunteering.
Exactly.
Yes.
As in the Child Advocacy Center, when there has been a report of abuse, the children come to us. There's a forensic interview done that is admissible in court. Our therapists all testify in court, and then they also come for free therapy. And then we do family advocacy, of course, child advocacy, medical advocacy, and then we have a new focus on prevention. If we can prevent it and never have to deal with this trauma therapy that is so important for the healing of these children. Oh my goodness, we're so much ahead of the game.
That has to be a little difficult, though. How is this prevented? In what ways?
Well, we do a lot of education with organizations on, don't put yourself in this situation. Also building strong relationships in families, how to parent, how to communicate with your child, how to build a strong, resilient child. And things like that. But it's really also educating the public on what to look for. Until last year, Richmond County was #1 in sex trafficking in the state of Georgia.
Oh, wow. Well, we're on that I-20 going to Atlanta.
Exactly, the I-20 corridor. We didn't decrease, but another county in Atlanta overtook us this year, so it's not good, but I say that in our local area, it's still a huge problem. So what to look for, how to, talk to your kids to make sure they aren't meeting people on the internet, what to do, how does all of that happen, and also just making people aware these things are real and they happen, and what can you do to effectively change it? Right.
Wow, that's so very important. So people can get involved by volunteering,
certainly,
but also donations
are
big.
We are a nonprofit. We don't get any government funds other than through grants, and of course that's all in flux right now.
Absolutely.
You have to apply for them. So we're always looking for either corporate sponsorship, individual sponsorship. We are the only organization that does this.
Wow.
If we did not exist, which I wish we didn't, I don't know what would happen with these children and these families.
Exactly. Well, then again, the prevention in itself, I think we will always need that, because there are young parents sometimes that don't know what is required of them as a parent.
Well, and even on the internet. It's a whole new world now with what happens on the internet and the connections are made and the potential for abuse, abduction, and trafficking.
I'm sure that was a game changer in itself. I mean, social media and all of that's changed so much in our daily daily lives.
Oh,
I can only
exactly.
imagine in a family setup, and both parents working and a child's at home with a computer or something. So
And they have access. And I think of
Yes.
how many kids also have phones.
Absolutely.
And then it's very difficult. But there's ways to, you can put limits on that. So we teach classes for parents or grandparents. A lot of grandparents have custody of children. How do you navigate this? You put the blockers on. What are you looking for? These are your red flags. How do you deal with it? And just working through there. Because kids know a lot more about technology than
Absolutely.
most of us adults.
That's right. And they're speaking a language that adults don't understand sometimes. So
Absolutely.
Exactly. So do you all have a facility where this type of stuff is done?
We do. We're on Walden Drive, and we 2 years ago were able to, through the generosity of the community, build a new facility. We had been in the other one for about 30 years, and it was
Okay.
long overdue. So we try to make it a one-stop situation, because you can imagine in some of the most horrendous times of your life, whether you are the family or you are the child, if you can just go to one place and have a loving, caring, thoughtful, nice environment where you can have a medical exam, you can do your forensic interview, which is horrendous because you're asking a child to relive exactly what's happened. And then you then go for therapy. There's trauma-informed therapists. Our therapists are incredibly specialized, and they do remarkable jobs. And all of this is free. This doesn't cost anyone anything. So that's why fundraising for us is so, so important.
Yes. Are there any fundraising events that you have?
Well, we
through
have
the year?
our biggest one's coming up is Cooking for Kids, and that will be in September.
Okay.
We're kind of doing a little bit of a throwback this year. It turned into the oyster roast, so now we've kind of gone back to our roots. We used to do the Cooking for Kids, and we used to do Art of Chocolate. So this year we're just calling it Cooking for Kids, and we're going to do oysters. We will do a cooking contest, and we will do a baking contest.
Awesome.
So we'll use it do it at Columbia County Fairgrounds, and it's our main fundraiser for the year.
Fantastic. And people can find out this information on social media, on your
Absolutely.
website.
The website,
Yes.
Child Enrichment, Inc.
Child Enrichment, Inc. Okay, so great. You can volunteer. You can donate. Corporate is very important. Corporations always need a tax write-off. So, talk to your boss, talk to the owner of your business about donating, about getting involved with this. So, Nan, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me,
Stay
Michael.
tuned. We'll be right back with Suzanne Honey-Michael.
At F&M Bank, you're more than a customer. You're family. We believe banking should feel like home, familiar faces, real conversations, and service that's rooted in values and built on relationships. We take the time to know your name, your story, and your dreams. With roots in Washington and Augusta, we're proud to grow with our neighbors. F&M Bank, growing strong, one neighbor at a time.
Welcome to Second City Distillery. We are handcrafted one bottle at a time in the heart of Augusta, Georgia. Come visit us and discover the art of distillation like never before. Our spirits are curated, ensuring every bottle tells a story of passion and dedication. From our smooth, award-winning bourbon to our crisp and refreshing vodka, we offer a diverse range of flavors that capture the essence of our passion. Join us for a tasting or a tour and experience the spirit of Augusta with Second City Distillery. Cheers.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the Villages at Bordeaux, each townhome invites you to build memories, celebrating life's little moments and big dreams. Thoughtfully crafted by Herbert Homes, your home offers comfort, energy efficiency, and easy access to our event center, Bordeaux Steak and Seafood, I-20 in downtown Thompson. Ready to find your place? Call today to schedule your tour of the Villages at Bordeaux.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Honey-Michael here with Hardwood Floors & More. My husband Greg and I continue to hear about concerns about price increases, but we want to let you know we have always been focused on American-made products. We have the largest selection of flooring and lighting, and our commitment to you is to provide you with the best pricing, products, and workmanship. So come see where our company is the company that friends recommend. Hardwood Floors & More, so much more in store for you.
You heard it right there. So much more in store for you, including wallpaper. Guys, don't be afraid of wallpaper, and we are going to show you why. I have Suzanne Honey Michael herself here with me.
Nice.
You are always so much more.
Well, yeah.
And we always we always have a lot of fun. We laugh a lot. I don't know if you all saw it. We still laugh about it. We did a little craft segment I made her do with me. That had to do with carrots.
It did.
Carrots, and so we have carrot jokes, and we won't go there, but really funny.
We pre-cut everything for today.
Okay.
There's no drills, no scissors,
no knives or anything, because you're always afraid I'm going to cut myself or hurt myself.
Very afraid for us having to call someone.
Exactly.
So, anyway, such a neat product.
It is gorgeous. I love it. I love it.
Fabulous. So whether you own your home or if you're renting a home, a dorm, peel and stick.
Peel and stick. So I've heard about it. I've only know about the pasted kind.
Right.
So I'm sorry. With this, can you peel it back off?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, with all that being said, the disclaimer is I don't know what cleaners you use or what paint, but generally speaking, yes. So you can put it up, and then you can take it down. I think this would be great for all the freshmen going into college in their little dorm rooms, making it special.
Even if they do an accent wall, they don't have to do the whole thing.
You can do it in the bookshelves. I know you love
back
to do
of
that.
bookshelves. Absolutely. Yep.
So literally.
Are we going to do it?
Oh yeah, we'll do it.
All right.
You got to help me.
Okay. So we're peeling.
So you peel it.
Okay.
Now I did not bring the little piece, and literally, say if this was the wall.
We're going on the top here.
Yep. And you just go down.
Okay.
So that gives you the gist of it.
Can I do the whole thing, or do we?
You can do the whole thing.
Okay. Oh, and so I had a little crease, and I just rubbed it right out.
Just rub it right out. So
that is amazing.
Is so wonderful, and again, it just peels back just as easy.
Wow.
So.
Oh, it sure does. Look at that. I'm pulling it right back off. That is a game changer. Absolute game changer.
And it's very easy for you to do it yourself. So DIY is not necessarily the easiest thing for a lot of people. This, if you put it up and it doesn't match up perfectly, you can just redo it.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
This company, it has the fabrics.
The coordinating fabrics.
Coordinating fabrics.
Wow.
So if you want to throw in a little throw pillow, I know you do a lot of sewing.
I love to coordinate that together, yes. These are great. I'm thinking, like, this would even be great on a ceiling. If you have like a tray ceiling and you need a little impact. Or in a powder room, if you don't want to do the walls. Maybe you paint the walls, I don't know, a deep green and you do this on the ceiling.
So
that would be kind of
beautiful.
Cool.
Actually, at my sister's house, we just did her dining room ceiling.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Paint wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
Yay!
It looks
I love it.
good.
Oh, I love it.
It looks so good.
I love it.
So that's what we just did on that one.
What a great, you could pull so many different colors out of this. And then again, you have coordinating fabrics.
Absolutely.
Love
with
it, love
all
it.
the things.
These colorways right here are so popular. I don't know how all the men at home are living with some of this, but.
Well, this might go in a nursery or a.
Yeah. I saw someone's closet recently that had a ceiling wallpaper that was very similar to this.
I think I saw that.
You did.
I did.
We know her.
It looks so good.
It looks so good. And then did you see she color coordinated her clothing, grouped it like she has the pinks together and the blues, so it kind of coordinates with the wallpaper on the ceiling. It's crazy.
My home is very tidy, but there's two places you're not allowed. One is my closet, because it is not color. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
My closet is actually the favorite place for people to go in my house when they come to a party. Everybody wants to pick. Well, because here's the thing. All of my clothes are behind mirrored doors. So when you walk in, it's a big room with a chair. My shoes are on the wall, so people can see those. But other than that, it's pretty generic. But don't open the doors. Don't open those doors behind.
Yeah, I'm not that fancy.
Yeah.
And so these last two. Such good color palettes. Other ones available as well. But yeah, I think if you're renting or even for your own home, or if you have a kid's room and you think, oh, they're going to want to change this in a few years, I'll do it now.
Yes.
But I can just pull it off, because when you do take regular wallpaper off, it can be a little bit of a project.
If the walls were not sized properly to begin with, if they didn't prime the walls, or they called it sizing the walls with the sealer and all of that, it's a problem. I've taken wallpaper. Have you taken wallpaper off before? I haven't. And
remember me, I told you I was not crafty.
both good and bad. I mean, sometimes you pull it off and chunks of drywall come off. And then sometimes if you steam it right and you get the right, and it'll come right off. But you never know.
Never know.
You never know what's going to happen. Let's talk about accent walls, because I think sometimes people don't want to commit to all of this in a room. So you want to choose the correct wall for your focal point. If it's
Definitely.
in a bedroom, you want it to be the wall behind the bed. Like you said, you could do it in the back of a bookcase. If you do it on the ceiling, I mean, you're creating another wow feature in a room.
It's so beautiful on a ceiling. The other place that we've been doing a lot of it is if you have a little bar area.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And just with the floating
shelves. Yeah,
and then do the wallpaper behind. It is so beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, just little touches here and there.
That's right. Let me give you a little hint, too, if you're going to DIY this. So when you come around like an outlet or a switch on the wall, you want to unscrew that cover, and then you put your paper up, and then you cut around the hole and then you put the plate back over so it covers any little mess. It covers all of that. Some people don't know that.
You will take any opportunity to have a knife or scissors or a drill in your hand.
I can't believe I have all my fingers.
I cannot believe it either.
That's so funny. But yeah, I love focal walls. I have installed wallpaper on a ceiling before. Have you ever done that?
No, not either. I really
tell
don't
you,
craft. My
let me
kids
tell
are
you, and I
like,
probably
"Mom."
shouldn't share this because I'm going to get somebody in trouble. We put like a folding table with the legs not out on the bed. We were in the bedroom. My client called to say, hey, we want wallpaper on the ceiling. I said, well, will you do it? I'm like, if you help me, I'll do it. Y'all, and we had a glass of wine, so that didn't help. But we had a ladder on one side of the bed, then we had the table on the bed, so that I could move from that ladder to the bed to another ladder. She had a broom, and she was pulling. It was a disaster.
I'm thinking Nan is as nervous as I am right now about where that story was going.
Her husband was in charge of some kind of safety protocol, something,
Okay,
and he's
it
like,
was against
and
OSHA.
there were pictures, and he's like, okay, these are not going on social media. But anyway, I've gotten involved with wallpaper quite a bit. But yeah, anyway, stay tuned because I have a design dilemma. Thank you for being here today.
So happy to be with you.
We'll be right back.
Imagine a life filled with energy, adventure, and clarity, where each day is a new opportunity. At Be Healthy Medical Weight Loss, we're here to turn that vision into reality. With over 15 years of experience in the Augusta area, our specialists are dedicated to guiding your health journey. Whether you want to lose 10 pounds or 100, trust our experts to get you to your goals confidently and safely. Buzz on over to 4150 Washington Road so you can thrive at the Hive.
At Reliable Equipment Rental, we rent the good stuff. From compact lawn and garden equipment, large earth-moving equipment, to Takeuchi compact equipment known for its brute strength and bulletproof durability. Whether you're a professional contractor or a weekend do-it-yourselfer, we have the equipment to get your job done. And in the CSRA, you can only get the good stuff at Reliable Equipment Rental, your trusted Takeuchi dealer. Sales, parts, and service, 4001 Washington Road.
Ever wonder what truly makes a house a home? It's all the thoughtful touches, all the little details that bring personality and character to any space. At Signature Interiors and Gifts, we believe that your home should be as unique as you are. Our collection is a treasure trove of inspiration, just waiting for you to explore. Our team would be honored to help you create a home that's not just lived in, but truly loved. Signature Interiors and Gifts, where every corner of your home tells your story.
It's hard to know where to start when shopping for home or kitchen appliances, but you can count on Kelly Appliance for exceptional value and dedicated customer service. Family owned and operated since 1962, their friendly and knowledgeable staff will see you through the entire process, from selecting the right product to experienced delivery and installation. It's no wonder that Kelly Appliance is consistently awarded for their service and expertise. Visit Kelly Appliance at one of their 2 convenient locations in Martinez and Aiken.
Thank you so much for writing in with your design dilemmas. I appreciate it. I love hearing from everybody. Write to me at mike@signaturemike.com. If you have any comments, if you have some design dilemmas, I love to help you solve problems. That's what I do every day. So I want to share a project that someone sent to me. They had a living room situation, and it was one of those rooms that had the formal living room when you walk into the house. You know, it's right there on the right. You know, years ago we would use those rooms, but they get very formal, and now we have family rooms and other living rooms, casual living rooms, so these rooms kind of sit stale. You have old furniture in there. A lot of furniture ends up in there from other rooms that you don't like. Take a look at the next picture as well. You'll see another view of the room that has a piano in the corner there. Great artwork, but the room just doesn't work well for this family. She has some children that would like to use the room as well, and the room just always sits stale. So one thing I would like to recommend is to consider changing up some of the furniture. Use furniture in a room that you're going to use on a daily basis, and maybe think about dual purpose. You saw the piano in the room, so I asked the client, was that important? And it was, because her children are learning to play the piano. The artwork was important because some of it was some that she had made, and I liked the artwork. It made a statement. It was nice and bold, so I liked that. So those were two elements in the room that we really had to work around. Everything else was just old furniture that wasn't working. So I recommended doing a center unit of furniture. We need a rug in the middle to ground everything, and because of what I'm talking about, I think a round rug would be really great, because I would suggest some swivel chairs in the middle of that room. With that said, those chairs, if somebody's playing the piano, you could shift around and be part of that group. You could put a table in the center of all of those chairs. You could play games. You could work a puzzle. Kids could do their homework. They're still part of the living room. They're not up in the bed. We talked about what kids might be doing on the internet earlier with Nan. So, if you want to have the children present, if you want to have them there, and if you're having a party, it's a secondary space for people to entertain as well. So consider that. Let me draw a little picture, a little diagram. You want to think about focal points in the room. So this particular one, we had something like this. And I'm going to try to draw a piano. I don't know if I can. Oh, I think I did. I drew it backwards, but you get the idea. Or did I? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. So we have our piano there. We had a couple of windows in the front here. So we want to think about the artwork again. So we had artwork. She had artwork on this wall, which is really great, because as you enter from the foyer here, we have that nice artwork. This piano now is grounded with the artwork. That looked great. That looked really, really great. Her windows, let me take a look. She had shutters at the window. I might recommend maybe to warm it up a little bit, to maybe do some drapery panels on the walls there. And again, we've talked about this. I like to keep my drapery panels on the wall, not so much in the window, but that will really elevate that wall. It'll widen that wall visually and look really nice. But this is what I'm talking about. If we do a round rug here, and it's a rug that you could certainly pass over if you're in the room, and we do these swivel chairs here, and let's say we do a round table in the middle. The thing is with that round table, it needs to be a little taller than a coffee table, unless you just want it for lounging. But if you want to use it for puzzles, if you want to use it for games, that kind of thing. I'm a game player. I like to have friends over and we play games at a very similar situation to this. It's nice to have a little taller so you're not leaning down, but it's very comfortable to do something like this. You could certainly, if you wanted to, there's room in here. If you want to do a little cocktail bar or something, you could fit this over here. It's kind of tucked out of the way, but that works as well. So now you have like a little bar lounge area. But this room now is very versatile and would work really, really well. But again, consider your focal point. Let me draw a living room really quick. If we have a living room that has a fireplace here, and usually TVs on this wall as well. If the TV's not over the fireplace, maybe there are bookcases or something and the TV's over one of those or inside one of those. We always want to consider our focal points. We want our sofa to be grounded and placed toward what we have there. We want to ground it with the rug. That's where I was going with that. And again, swivel chairs, we could put a couple of swivel chairs here, because what's nice about that, they can be directed toward the TV, toward the focal point, but they could also swivel around and be part of the conversation group with the sofa. If you have a kitchen over here, everybody lives in the kitchen, you could swivel around and be part of the kitchen over here. So swivel chairs are always very versatile, and I always like to use them when I can. So always consider that. But consider a room that you don't use, how you can minimally address it and add something that will work for you and your family. So I hope that enlightens you a little bit today on what to do with your formal living room. Again, if you have a design dilemma, if you have any questions, email me at mike@signaturemike.com. I love hearing from you. We'll be right back with my guest for the day.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Honey Michael here with Hardwood Floors & More. For years I've been talking to you about our floors, But did you know we are the largest locally owned lighting gallery in town? We have interior and exterior lights and ceiling fans also, so we can help you with any lighting project. We carry all brands to include Savoy House and Visual Comfort, and we are so excited we are now your local Capital Lighting dealer. Visit us today and discover for yourself why Hardwood Floors & More has so much more in store for you.
There's something special about mornings at Emma's Cafe, where days begin with a smile, fresh brewed coffee, and breakfast that makes you feel right at home. Try our famous Bulldog breakfast, classic biscuits and gravy, or treat yourself to an unforgettable French toast. Come see us Monday through Saturday from 7 to 1 on Main Street in beautiful Thompson, Georgia. Emma's Cafe, where breakfast is more than a meal, it's a moment.
What if the perfect pair of shoes could transform more than just your outfit? At Signature Soles and Apparel, it's not just about fashion, it's about finding the pieces that make you feel confident, unique, and ready to take on the world. From stunning shoes to statement outfits and accessories, every item is carefully chosen to help you express your personality. Let our friendly team help you discover your next favorite look. Signature Soles and Apparel, where every step you take feels beautifully you.
At F&M Bank, you're more than a customer, you're family. We believe banking should feel like home, familiar faces, real conversations, and service that's rooted in values and built on relationships. We take the time to know your name, your story, and your dreams. With roots in Washington and Augusta, we're proud to grow with our neighbors. F&M Bank, growing strong, one neighbor at a time.
We hope that you learned some fun things today and then some things we need to know about that aren't so fun but have to happen. Nan, have you ever wallpapered yourself before?
I have.
You have? Oh, so you're not scared?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm
okay.
good.
Great. So
I tore apart some walls too in my day. So.
Ripping off that wallpaper. Yeah.
I think the peel and stick is a great idea.
Isn't it? I love it.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, I do. I love it too. I'm going to ask my guests some fun questions today, and you never know what I'm going to ask them. Okay, Nan, what is your favorite emoji and why?
Okay. I would say my favorite emoji that I use the most is the laughing face with the crying tears.
Okay.
Because as I have gotten older, life's just too short.
Yes.
So if I just laugh a lot, and if I can't laugh, I don't want to play.
I got you. You got to be careful with those emojis, though.
I know that to be true, though, because I've known her for 30 years. And not only is she very giving, always very giving.
Yeah.
But she does like to have a good time.
I love it. I would say that about both of you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you, Suzanne. What is your favorite TV show and why?
So half the people that work for me have never even watched this show. But kind of like us sitting on the sofa over there. Friends.
Oh, love it.
Just sitting around.
Yeah, love it.
Having a little cup of coffee.
Yeah, nice. And it's fun humor.
It's simple.
Easy.
It's not an exciting answer, but 100%. But my 23-year-old, every time she comes home from Charleston, we sit on the back porch and she still watches it with me every time she's home.
How nice. So you have good, fond memories of all of that.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you for joining us today. We loved having you. We will see you next time on the Signature Mike Show.